So in the sense, look at the first question. In a class of 60 students, 25 students play cricket, 20 students play tennis, and 10 students play both the games. Then the number of students who play neither is, that is, we are supposed to find out the students, the number of students who neither play cricket or even tennis. So let us look at this problem with the help of a Venn diagram. Okay. Let this be the total number of students. Okay. That is, this is the universal set. Let C be the set of the students who play cricket and T be the set of the students who play tennis. Okay. And it is given that the total number of students is 60. What is given here? The total number of students, that is N of U is given to be 60. And it is given the number of students who play cricket is 25. That is N of C is 25. And it is also given that the number of students who play tennis is 20. Okay, now we have to find N of C dash intersection T dash, because this is the set which is of the number of students who play neither cricket nor tennis. Okay, so this one we are supposed to find out. Okay, so it is also given that the number of students who play both the games is 10. That is N of C intersection T is given to be 10 here. Okay, so to find out N of C dash intersection T dash, first we are supposed to find out N of C union T, because here N of C union T is not given. We know that the C union T will be the entire thing, right? This entire thing, and whatever that is outside the C union T is the number of students who neither play cricket nor tennis. So let us find out N of C union T first. So we have N of C union T is N of C. N of C union T is N of C plus N of T minus N of C intersection T. So we have all the values here, right? We know what is N of C, what is N of T, and what is N of C intersection T. So let us substitute all the values here. N of C is 25 plus N of T is 20 minus N of C intersection T is given to be 10. So upon solving this, N of C union T is given by 35. Right? Now, we have to find out N of C dash intersection T dash. Okay, this is nothing but N of C union T whole dash, right? We can write it like this, because C union T whole dash will be given by C dash intersection T dash. So when you are able to find out C union T whole dash, it is nothing but U minus C union T. That is, here it is N of U minus N of C union T. So we have the value of N of U, that is 60, minus, we just now found out what is n of C union T, that is 35, which is 25. So n of C dash intersection T dash is 25. So this is your answer. So 25 is the number of students who neither play cricket nor tennis. So this is your option C there. So the correct answer for this question is option C, right? Okay, so look at the next question, the question number 2. The set A equals x such that mod 2x plus 3 is less than 7. It is equal to the set. The 4 options are given. D equals x such that 0 less than x plus 5 less than 7. B is the set B equals x such that minus 3 less than x less than 7. And option C is given to be the set E, which is x such that minus 7 less than x less than 7. And option D is the set C, which is equal to the set of all x, where minus 13 less than 2x less than 4. So here, let us see the solution. The set A is the set of all x such that mod 2x minus 3 is less than 7. Okay. Now we are supposed to find out the equivalent set. That means we have to find out.
Ma'am, it's actually 2x plus 3. Ma'am.
Sorry, it's 2x plus 3. Fine. So that means the set equivalent to this, we are supposed to find out that one. We have to find out where actually the x lies, because all the options are given in terms of x. So let us take this condition. That is mod 2x plus 3 is less than 7. This is the given condition. Now let us solve this. This is equivalent to, when we remove this mod, the 2x plus 3 lies between minus 7 and plus 7. Okay, now let us take this 3 to both sides. That means we are subtracting 3 from the entire inequality. That is minus 7 minus 3 which is less than 2x, which is less than 7 minus 3. Because in the term which is at the middle, plus 3 and minus 3 will get cancelled. Now, this will be equal to minus 10, less than 2x, less than 4. Now, I will take this 2 to the entire side. That is, this will be 10 by 2 less than x less than 4 by 2. Let us solve this. So here it is minus 5 less than x less than 2. So according to this given condition, the equivalent condition is minus 5 less than x less than 2. But this is not among any of the options. We have to see which of the options will be right here. What happens if we add 5 to the entire inequality? Let us add 5. That is, this will become minus 5 plus 5 less than x plus 5, which is less than 2 plus 5. That is, this will be equal to 0 less than x plus 5 less than 7. So the set, so this condition is given in option 1, that is D, the set D, which is the set of all x such that x plus 5 lies between 0 and 7. So the set given in the option A is equal to the set A equals x such that mod 2x plus 3 is less than 7. Therefore, the set equal to A is the set D, which is the set of all x such that mod 2x plus 3 is less than 7. So this is the answer. So which is your option A in the question number 2. Let us see the third question. The third question is, write the builder form of A, which is set of two elements minus 1 and 1. Okay, that is, we have to write the set builder form, and the options are, option A is the set of all x where x is an integer. The second one, option B, is A, where x is a root of equation x square plus 1. And option C is the set of all x where x is a real number. And option D is the set of all x where x is the root of the equation x square minus 1. Okay, so let us see the solution. Look at the options. The option A is the set of all x where x is an integer. So we know that there are uncountable number of integers. Only minus 1 and 1 are not the integers. There are so many integers. Therefore, option 1 cannot be the answer. And similarly, option C, that is, x is a real number. No, here there are only 2 elements, but real numbers are so many. So option C also cannot be the answer. So this has to be either root of the equation x square plus 1, or it has to be the root of the equation x square minus 1. Okay, so since these two are the roots, let us find out this reduces to which equation. So we know that minus 1 and 1 are roots. So minus 1 and plus 1 will be the factors of some equation. Now let us see which will be the equation. Upon solving this, we will get x square minus 1 equal to 0. That is, x square is equal to 1, right? So the numbers minus 1 and 1 are the roots of the equation x square is equal to 1. Therefore, the right option will be option D here. That is the set of all x where x is a root of the equation x square is equal to 1. Therefore, your answer will be option D. Right? So let us see the next question. That is question number 4. If A and B are finite sets and A is a subset of B, then the options are N of A union B is equal to N of B. Option B is N of A intersection B is equal to N of B. Option C is N of A intersection B is equal to 5. Option D is N of A union B is equal to N of A. Okay. Here what is given? A and B are finite sets. That is, A and B are finite sets and A is a subset of B. Okay, so let us see how it looks. Right, this is the universal set. There is a set A here, sorry, set B here, and A is within this B because A is said to be the subset of B. Okay, so we have to find out which one of the option is hold true in this case. Okay, so just by looking at this picture, we can say that A union B is nothing but B here because B is the bigger set. And similarly, A intersection B is A, right? So we have to keep it in mind. And since A is a subset of B, we can say that A intersection B is A, right? Now, let us see what happens to N of A union B. So we know that N of A union B is given by N of A plus N of B minus N of A intersection B. Okay. So since A intersection is nothing but A, N of A intersection B will be equal to N of A. That is, this will be N of A plus N of B minus N of A. So here plus N of A and minus N of A gets cancelled to give us N of B. That is, N of A union B will be equal to N of B. Okay, so here there is no need of solving this since we can say that A union B is nothing but B. N of A union B will be equal to N of B. Okay, directly looking at the Venn diagram only, you can tell this one. So here the answer will be option A. That is, N of A union B will be equal to N of B. So let us see the next one. Question number 5. If U is the universal set, U is the universal set with 100 elements, that is, N of U is equal to 100. A and B are two sets such that N of A is equal to 50 and N of B is equal to 60. N of A is given to be 50 and N of B is given to be 60. Okay. And N of A intersection B is equal to 20. N of A intersection B is given to be 20. Okay. Then N of A dash intersection B dash is equal to N of A dash intersection B dash is equal to. The options given are A is 40, B is 90, C is 20 and D is 10. Okay, so this is similar as the first problem. That is, we did the problem regarding cricket and tennis, right? This is the same problem. Okay, here N of U is given as 100, N of A is 50, N of B is 60, and N of A intersection B is 20. And we are supposed to find out N of A dash intersection B dash. Okay. So to find out N of A dash intersection B dash, we need N of A union B first. That is, N of A union B is given by N of A plus N of B minus N of A intersection B. We have all the values, right? Let us substitute the values. So N of A is 50 plus N of B is 60 minus N of A intersection B is 20. So upon solving this, we get N of A union B is equal to 90. Right? Now, we have to find out N of A dash intersection B dash. That is N of A union B whole dash, which is nothing but N of U minus N of A union B. Now we have both the values, that is N of A is given to be 100 minus N of A union B is 90, which is equal to 10. So the number of elements in A dash intersection B dash will be equal to 10. Okay, which is your option D in the question. So therefore the right answer is option D. So the last question in the topic of sets, question number 6. So this was the question in the year 2020, a recent paper. Okay, if A is equal to the set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that is A is the set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the elements present in the set. Then the number of subsets of A which contains at least 2 elements is. Okay, so we are supposed to find out the number of subsets of A which has at least 2 elements in it. Okay, the options given are 63, option B is 57, option C is 58, and option D is 64. Okay, let us see how to solve this. So here, N of A is 6, right? There are 6 elements in the given set. Okay, so the number of subsets of A is given by 2 to the power of 6. So whenever there are 6 elements in the given set, the number of subsets is given by 2 to the power of 6. That is, if n is the number of elements present in the set, then 2 to the power of n will be the number of subsets for the set. Okay, so the number of subsets of A is given by 2 to the power of 6, which is 64. Now, we have to find out the number of subsets of A which has at least 2 elements. That means the subset of A should not be a singleton set or not an empty set. Okay. Now, the number of subsets of A having at least 2 elements is the 64, that is the total number of subsets, minus 7. Why it is 7? Because here the number of subsets which are having less than 2 elements are 5, right? The empty set 5 and the singleton set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, right? These are the subsets of A which are having less than 2 elements. So they are 7 in number, and all other subsets of A will have at least 2 elements in them. So 64 minus 7 will be the number of subsets which are having at least 2 elements in the, sorry. It is 57. Therefore, 57 will be the number of subsets of A having at least 2 elements. So this is option B. Okay, option B will be the right answer. I hope you people have understood all the questions in the topic sets. If yes, we will move to relations and functions. Any doubts in this? If not, let us see relations and functions. Okay. Okay. So in this topic, people go to question number 27. If f of x is equal to 2x square, if f of x is equal to 2x square, find f of 3.8 minus f of 4 divided by 3.8 minus 4. The function, the given function is f of x is equal to 2x square, and we have to find f of 3.8 minus f of 4 divided by 3.8 minus 4. The options given are, option A is 156, option B is 0.156, option C is 1.56, and option D is 15.6. Okay, let us see the solution. Okay, so the given function is 2x square, right? F of 3.8 means 2 into 3.8 square, right? Minus f of 4 means 2 into 4 square divided by 3.8 minus 4, which is 2 into 3.8 square will be 14.44 minus 2 into 16 divided by 3.8 minus 4, which further gives us 28.88 That is 2 into 14.44 will give us 28.88 minus 32 divided by 3.8 minus 4. Now let's solve this. 28.88 minus 32 will be minus 3.12 divided by 3.8 minus 4 will be minus 0.2. That is, the minus and minus gets cancelled. So 3.12 by 0.2 will give us 15.6. Okay, so this will be the answer. That is, f of 3.8 minus f of 4 divided by 3.8 minus 4 will be equal to 15.6, where the function is f of x is equal to 2x squared. Okay, this is your option D. So the right answer is option D. Look at question number 28.
Students, visible the board?
Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Continue.
Okay, so here the question number 28, the function f is given to be from R to R, that is the set of real numbers to the set of real numbers, and the definition of the function is f of x is equal to 1 by x for all x belongs to R. Whenever x belongs to R, f of x is equal to 1 by x is the definition of the function. Then f is, the options are, A is onto, option B is not defined, option C is 1, 1, and option D is bijective. Okay, so you know what are 1, 2 functions, onto functions, 1, 1 functions, and bijective, right? So here, see, the function is given to be f of x is equal to 1 by x. So if the function is to be onto, 1, 1, and bijective, for every x belongs to R, there must be a image, right? But here for x is equal to 0, let us consider x is equal to 0. 0 also belongs to real number set, right? For x is equal to 0, what will be the image? F of x will be not defined, right? For x is equal to 0, f of x is not defined. So for the given domain, that is the set of real numbers, since we don't get a image for f of 0, the function is not defined. Okay. For x is equal to 0, we don't get an image. Therefore, f of f is not defined in the given interval. Therefore, the answer is option B, not defined. Next question. F of x equals 1 by 2 minus tan of pi x by 2. F of x equals 1 by 2 minus tan of pi x by 2 where minus 1 less than x less than 1 and g of x equals root of 3 plus 4x minus 4x square. Find the domain of f plus g. That is, we have to find the domain of f plus g. That is, for f plus g, where the x lies. Okay. To find out the domain of f plus g, what we have to do is, we have to find the intervals of both f and g, and then we have to look for the common region. Okay, that will be the domain of f plus g. Okay, here the domain of f is already given, that is minus 1 less than x less than 1. That is, x lies between minus 1 and 1 for f of x. But the domain of g of x is not given here. Okay, so let us find out what is the domain of g of x. Okay, so here the function g of x, to be defined, the term under the root, the equation under the root must always be positive. That is 3 plus 4x minus 4x square must be always greater than or equal to 0. Okay, the term under the root must be positive, or this can be written as 4x square minus 4x minus 3 less than or equal to 0, right? We are multiplying the entire thing by minus sign. Okay. Now let us factorize this equation. Let us find out the factors of this equation. So this can be 4x square minus 6x plus 2x minus 3, which is less than or equal to 0. So we can take 2x common from both the terms. What is left out is 2x minus 3 plus, no terms out there in common, so this can be written as it is. So from these two terms, 2x minus 3 is the common term, and the remaining is 2x plus 1. This will be less than or equal to 0. Now let us equate both the terms to 0 in order to find out the values of x. Okay, so here x will be equal to 3 by 2 and x will be equal to minus 1 by 2, right? So when we equate this to 0, this term to 0, we get x is equal to 3 by 2, and when we equate this term to 0, we get x is equal to minus 1 by 2. So therefore, for g of x lies between minus 1 by 2 and 3 by 2. Okay, now we got the interval for both f and g, right, where the x lies. Now, as I told you, for f plus g, we have to find out the common portion in both the intervals. That will give you the that will give you the domain of f plus g. Now let us plot these on a number line. Let us see what is the common portion. Okay, this is the number line. So this is 0. We know 1 minus 1. So this is the interval for f, right? X lies between minus 1 and 1. Now, x lies between minus 1 by 2 and 3 by 2 for g. Say minus 1 by 2 comes somewhere here and 3 by 2 will be somewhere here, right? Now, let us look for the common portion for both f and g. See here, this is the common portion, right? That is minus 1 by 2 to 1. But 1 is not a point in common because there is x less than 1 in f. So 1 is not a common point for both f and g. So excluding this one, whatever the things that will be less than 1 and greater than minus 1 by 2, including minus 1 by 2. Why it is like that? Because there is less than or equal to here. See, the terms, the factors that will be less than or equal to 0. Therefore, minus 1 by 2 is also a point included. Therefore, for f plus g, the domain will be x, the set of all x that lies between minus 1 by 2 and 1, including minus 1 by 2, but not 1. Okay, therefore, domain of f plus g is minus 1 by 2, comma 1, where it is open towards 1, because 1 is not included in the common region, which is your option C, right? This is option C. Let's see the next one. If the operation plus is defined by a square plus b square The addition modulo operation is defined by a square plus b square for all real numbers a and b. Then the options given are A is 182, B is 185, C is 181, and option D is 184. This is quite simple. We know the definition of the given binary operation. So we just have to substitute the numbers. So the value of this will be 2 square plus 3 square, right? That is a square plus b square here. This is 4 plus 9, which is 13. Now, so we know that the first term here is 13, right? So 13 square plus 4 square. So 13 square is 169 plus 4 square is 16, and the sum of these will be equal to 185. So this is your option B. So therefore the right answer is option B, 185. That is just the substitution and simplification, that's all. Let us see the next question. If f from R to R, if f from R to R is defined by f of x equals x by x square plus 1, find f of 2. The options given are option A is 10 by 29, option B is 29, option C is 1 by 29, and option D is 29 by 10. Okay, so what we have to find out here is, first thing is we have to find out what is f of 2, and then for the value of f of 2, once again we have to apply the function, given function. Okay, now let us find out f of 2 first. F of 2 is equal to, put wherever there is x, put the value 2. 2 by 2 square plus 1, that is 2 by 5, right? This is the value of f of 2. Now, we have to find out f of 2. That is f of 2 by 5, because we have got f of 2 is equal to 2 by 5. So in the function, wherever there is x, we have to substitute 2 by 5. So this is 2 by 5 divided by 2 by 5 whole square plus 1. So this is 2 by 5 in the numerator divided by 4 by 25 plus 1, which is 2 by 5 divided by 29 by 25. So this can be written as 2 by 5 into 25 by 29, right? So upon solving this, how much you will get? Because 5 times 5 is 25, right? 5 and 5 gets cancelled. 2 into 5 will be left out. 2 into 5 will give us 10 divided by 29, this term. So which is your option A? That is 10 by 29. Okay, look at the next question. The set A has 4 elements. The set A has 4 elements and the set B has 5 elements. Set B has 5 elements. Then the number of injective mappings that can be defined from A to B is, that is, the number of injective mappings that can be defined from A to B is, the options given are, option A is 144, option B is 72, option C is 60, and option D is 120. Okay. Let us see the solution. If, suppose, if A has some M elements, say A has some M elements and B has N elements. If A has M elements and B has N elements, then the number of injective mappings from A to B is given by NPM, the number of injective mappings. The number of injective mappings from A to B is given by NPM, which is nothing but n factorial divided by n minus m factorial. Okay. Now here n of A, that is the number of elements in the set A, is given to be 4 and number of elements in the set B is given to be 5. So here it is 5p4, right? Because there are 5 elements in the set B and 4 elements in the set A, which is nothing but 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 4 factorial. So 5 minus 4 is 1. Four is left out is 5 factorial. You know how to expand the factorial, right? So 5 factorial is nothing but 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Which is equal to 120. Therefore, the number of injective mappings that can be defined from the set A to set B is 120. So this is your option D. Next question. Let f from R to R, that is the set of real numbers to the set of real numbers, is defined by f of x is equal to 2x plus 6. F of x is equal to 2x plus 6, which is a bijective mapping. That is, the mapping f of x is both 1, 1 and on 2. It is a bijective mapping. Then f inverse is given by, that is, we are supposed to find out the inverse of the given function. So since the function is given to be bijective, the inverse function exists and we have to find out what is the inverse function. So the options given are, option A is x by 2 minus 3. Option B is 2x plus 6. Option C is x minus 3. And option D is 6x plus 2. So here, since function is bijective, f inverse exists, that is, for any x belongs to R, that is, for any x belongs to R, there exists y. There exists y which belongs to R itself. Here, since the codomain is R, there exists y belongs to R such that f of x is equal to y. Okay. Now, let us say this 2x plus 6 is equal to y. This y is equal to 2x plus 6, which is x is equal to y minus 6 by 2, right? Y minus 6 by 2. That is, x is given by y minus 6 by 2. Here, f of x is equal to y is nothing but x is equal to f inverse y, right? X is nothing but f inverse y. So here, what we have found out here is nothing but f inverse y is y minus 6 by 2. But what do we need here in the question? It is asked for f inverse x. So to find out f inverse x, what you have to do is you just have to replace y by x. That's all. Since x and y are both variables, f inverse x is x minus 6 by 2 or x by 2 minus 3. That is, f inverse x is given by x by 2 minus 3. So which is your option A. So this is the answer. Next question. Let star be a binary operation. Here, star is given to be a binary operation defined on R, that is defined on the set of real numbers, by A star B is equal to A plus B by 4. The binary operation star is defined like this. A star B is equal to A plus B by 4 on the set of real numbers. Here, that is A and B belongs to the set of real numbers R. Then the operation star is, options given are commutative and associative, commutative but not associative. Option C is associative but not commutative, and option D is neither associative nor commutative. That is, we have to find out what are all the laws that holds for the operation, binary operation star. So you people know that commutative law states that A star B must be equal to B star A, right? Similarly, associative law means A star B star C must be equal to A star B star C. Okay. Now, to check whether the given operation is commutative and associative, we have to check these laws. Okay. So, it is given that A star B is equal to A plus B by 4. Now, let us consider A star B, that is A plus B by 4. Now, let us see what is B star A. B star A is B plus A by 4. So we know that addition is commutative, so that we can write it as A plus B by 4, right? This is nothing but A star B. That is, here we have seen that B star A is equal to A star B. Therefore, star is commutative. Now let us see whether it is associative or not. Okay. Let us consider A star B star C. So here, this is one term and this entire thing is another term, right? So A plus B plus C by 4 divided by 4, right? Because here it is B star C. So B star C can be expanded as B plus C by 4. So A star B star C is A plus B plus C by 4 divided by 4. Upon simplifying this, we get 4A plus B plus C divided by 16, right? So when we take the LCM, this will become 4A plus B plus C, and the 4 in the denominator goes to the denominator here. That will be 4 into 4, which will give us 16. So now let us see what is A star B star C. So once again, A star B, this term can be expanded as A plus B by 4 plus this C is there, that is the second term, divided by 4, which is equal to A plus B plus 4C divided by 16. See, are they equal? No, here A star B star C is not equal to A star B star C. Therefore, star is not associative. So we can say that star is commutative but not associative. So it is given in the option B, that is commutative but not associative. Therefore, the answer is option B for this. Next question. Let f from R to R, that is the set of real numbers to the set of real numbers, is defined by f of x equals x to the power of 4. F of x equals x to the power of 4. Then the options are f is 1, 1. Option B is f is neither 1, 1 nor onto. Option C is f is 1, 1 and onto. Option D is f may be 1, 1 and onto. The function is from the set of real numbers to the set of real numbers, and f of x is given to be x to the power of 4. Now, let us see here. When we take x is equal to 1, which belongs to the set of real numbers, and x is equal to minus 1, which also belongs to the set of real numbers, what will be the image? F of 1 will be equal to 1, right? And x is equal to minus 1. So minus 1 also belongs to R. Okay. So f of minus 1 is also equal to 1. That is minus 1 raised to 4, right? It is also equal to minus 1. Since here both the pre-images, that is 1 and minus 1, have the same image, so f cannot be equal, f cannot be 1, 1. Therefore, f is not 1, 1. Now let us see what about the ontoness of the given function. Okay, here the codomain of the given function is 0 to infinity, right? Whatever the input you give, the output will always be positive, since x has got a even power. But for a function to be onto, the entire range, the entire codomain will be equal to the range. Okay, so here, since the entire codomain is not equal to the range, f is not onto. Therefore, here the function f of x is equal to x to the power of 4 is neither 1, 1 nor onto, which is your option B. F of x is neither 1, 1 nor onto. But here it is not codomain, here it is the range. The range is 0, infinity. Next question. The binary operation star on set of real numbers minus 1. That is, the star is defined on the set of real numbers excluding the number minus 1, and star is defined to be a star b equals a by B plus 1, A by B plus 1 is, we have to find out whether the star is associative and commutative. Option B, star is neither associative nor commutative. Option C is star is commutative but not associative. And option D is star is associative but not commutative. Okay. So let us see what happens to the commutative and associative property for the given star. Okay, we just now saw in the previous question what is associative law and what is commutative law. So let us consider A star B here. A star B is A by B plus 1 and B star A is B by A plus 1. These two are two different terms unless A and B are equal. So we can say that this is not equal to A star B and therefore star is not commutative. Let us see what happens to associativity. First, I'll consider A star B star C. So we know that A star B is A by B plus 1. Star C is which is A by B plus 1. This is the first term divided by C plus 1. So this can be further written as A by B plus 1 into C plus 1. Now let us see what happens to A star B star C, where B star C is grouped together. This can be written as A star B by C plus 1, right? So I'm solving this for first. Okay, now this is one term and this entire thing is another term. So this is A by B by C plus 1 plus 1, right? So which can be further written as A by B plus C plus 1 divided by C plus 1 or A into C plus 1 divided by B plus C plus 1. Clearly, this is not equal to A star B star C. Therefore, star is not even associative. So here, the given binary operation star is not commutative and not associative. Therefore, the right option is option B. That is, star is neither associative nor commutative. So we can also solve this by giving any two numbers that are from the set of real numbers except -1, and you can solve this to see whether A star B is equal to B star A and A star B star C is equal to A star B star C, and you can check for the answer. Now look at the question number 38. Okay, so in the question number 38, it is given that if f of x is equal to 8x cube and g of x is x to the power of 1 by 3, then f of g of x, that is f composition g of x, is given by Option A.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, what about question 37?
37, I'll do it tomorrow. It takes much time, but we are left with only 5 minutes. Okay. So
Okay, ma'am.
we have to find out F composition G of X here. So F composition G of X is nothing but F of G of X, right? So G of X here is given as X to the power of 1 by 3. Okay, so that is we are substituting G of X here. Now we have to substitute the definition of the function F of X, that is 8x cube, to this term. So F of X to the power of 1 by 3 will be 8x to the power 1 by 3 whole cube. That is, wherever there is x, we have to substitute whole cube. So here the term x is x to the power of 1 by 3. That is the variable given. So x to the power of 1 by 3 whole cube. So 3 and 3 gets cancelled to give us 8x. So this is the composition of the function f and g. That is, f composition g of x is given by 8x. Okay, so 8x is in your option C. Therefore, the option will be, the right option is option C, 8x. The next question, question number 39. Let f and g are the functions from the set of real numbers to the set of real numbers defined as f of x is equal to mod x plus x and g of x is equal to mod x minus x for all x belongs to R. For all x belongs to R. Then f composition g of x, f composition g of x for x less than 0 is, f composition g of x for x less than 0 is. The options are option A 0, option B 4x, option C minus 4x, and option D is 2x. So this is also a similar one. The composition of functions. F composition g of x is nothing but f of g of x. So here g of x is given to be mod x minus x, that is f of mod x minus x. Now this is the entire term. Okay, so wherever there is x in the function, we have to substitute this entire term wherever there is x in f. That is mod of this mod x minus x plus mod x minus x. See here, within the modulus there is x. So I have substituted this entire term, and here there is plus x. So in the place of x, I have substituted this entire term. Okay. Now this will be nothing but mod x minus x plus mod x minus x. And here it is given that we have to find out the value whenever x is less than 0, right? When x is less than 0, mod x will be negative. That is, mod x will be equal to minus x. Now, this will be equal to minus x. There is a minus x here. So once again, minus x, minus x. So they all will add up to give us minus 4x. Therefore, f of g of x will be equal to minus 4x whenever x is less than 0. Okay. So therefore, the right option is option C, minus 4x. Okay. Okay, students, thank you all. We will continue the things in the next class. Okay. Thank you.